Welcome. I'm here to tell you a little bit about how the pastoral side of the sixth form is organised and the opportunities you'll have. Every student is in a tutor group. Each tutor group is a mixture of years 12 and 13 and is usually about 12 to 14 students. We feel this is very important. The expert knowledge of the tutors allows you to gain knowledge that you need for your UCAS or apprenticeship or job applications. It's also a chance to share experiences. And we feel this gives the chance for tutors to get to know you really well and help create your reference.
In year 10 and 11, it's all about getting a basic understanding of what you want to do after school. What we do in year 12 and 13 is refine your subject's interest. There's a lot of opportunities from the school, but you have to take them and then you can develop what you want to do from there.
In our lecture slot, we have a lot of external speakers that come in and talk to us, and these are really helpful because they sometimes do group work with specific subjects, and they really help us if there's courses that we've not known before or areas of your subject which you hadn't even given thought to. They're really good at telling you about it and giving you a lot more opportunities. With these talks in the lecture slot, we often get people from the different universities that come in, and they not only tell us about their university and give us an sort of insight into the area, but they also tell us about the different courses.
When writing your personal statement, we get given many points of contact. First off, you'll start off with your form tutor. I've also talked to my subject tutors. They've helped me refine my personal statement further. Then we have our UCAS advisor who talks us through our personal statement again, highlights any errors, anything to change. And then finally, you have the headmaster who will talk you through the entire personal statement and give you the final go-ahead.
We have Mrs. Needle, who's our careers advisor, on site all the time. So anytime we have any queries or any guidance or help that we need with choosing what we want to do, we can go and see her and have a meeting one-on-one with her, which I found really helpful. And she also gives a lot of information on things like apprenticeships or other opportunities after school, which aren't just university, which isn't for everybody.
The careers department are hosting practice interviews, so they will have external people coming into the school who will be specialists in your chosen subject and who will perform a mock interview to recreate the environment that there will be in your actual interview.
If you're joining the school, we will do our best to allocate a tutor group that is most suitable for you. The tutors will guide you in very much the areas of school life. They will check on your pastoral well-being, they will check on your academic progress, and they will help you plan ahead. Indeed, planning ahead is really what the sixth form is all about.
I chose Hymers because I knew a few people here and I heard quite a few good things about it. And again, I liked the small class size idea because I just felt like the learning was on more of a personal level. From the day I've come, I've really enjoyed it and everyone has been so welcoming and I've enjoyed all my classes. I do feel like the teachers give quite a lot of attention to each student, so I've got to know everyone quite well.
I chose Hymers, well, one of the reasons was because my sister came here for sixth form and she had a great sixth form experience. And there was also lots of subject choices which I didn't have at my old school, such as business and economics. And also the class sizes are very small, which also helps with the learning. And there's also great facilities for sports and science, which are the subjects that I take. I was quite nervous about joining at the start because everyone had known each other from about the age of 8. But when I first came, everyone was so welcoming and everyone really went out of their way to make you feel welcomed.
We want to encourage you to achieve your ambitions and to be ambitious and find ways to make it happen. One of the things which we encourage you to do in the sixth form is to take on greater responsibilities.
At the start of year 12, sixth form, there was a bunch of us who recognised that we're all going to be going through a similar process when it comes to UCAS. So we decided that building a medical society will be really, really helpful because it's a collaborative effort.
We meet on a weekly basis in which we all work together and each student is allowed to carry out a presentation or an activity on their area of interest. And that's also a good way to have discussions in which we can see different viewpoints and different scenarios. And it really does help with improving your knowledge of different concepts which you might not have thought about before.
Through careers and through Mr. Meadway, this idea was sort of born and it's been developed and it's really formed into something really Amazing. We arranged talks for neurosurgery, so Mr. Bruce Matthew came in, which was delightful because we got to open it up to the whole school and everyone was able to assemble and sort of receive that really valuable insight.
The students are doing presentations themselves as well, so recently we had one on organ transplant and how sort of different ideas about it and people, agree with it and who don't. And also we've done, for instance, ones on motor neuron disease. These are things that we might not have thought about in much depth, but I think by doing these, it really does help. And that's why I think having experts coming in as well as students doing it, it helps with transferable skills, like research skills as well, which will be useful, not just as a medical student, but as your career as a doctor as well.
We've used our Twitter page it's been really helpful to us because we've used it as a log for all of our activities, so that's been really helpful. And again, we've just used it to widen our base and let more people know about us, and that's encouraged more participants, especially from the year below. We've noticed a huge influx in our numbers, which has been great.
The Sixth Form lecture programme occurs every Tuesday, and it's where people from all different communities and backgrounds come to talk and share their experiences of things they may have gone through or wider issues in the society.
At Hymers, we have a really great debating society that all ages get involved with. And it's really good because the older students mentor the younger students. So it's a really supportive environment and it's really welcoming for everyone to get involved with. And we also debate at competitions. We enter a few different ones every year and we've had quite a lot of success in those and we've debated nationally, which is also a really good opportunity to learn from other people and meet new people.
My favourite one so far has been a virtual one that we did actually during the period of lockdown, where a gentleman came to talk to us about the Black Lives Movement and really talked about what it means to be anti-racist. And I think these are issues that are not directly taught in the curriculum, so having this wider knowledge has been fantastic for us.
We sort of split into two groups at debating training sessions, and the older, more experienced students will go and kind of teach sort of debating skills to the younger students and really help them out, and often the younger students might observe the older students and really sort of teach them fundamentals of debating and different skills that they've picked up over their time at Hymers.
There are lots of opportunities at Hymers to do productions all the way from year 7 up to 6th form. There's musicals and plays most years for anyone who wants to get involved. There's more serious plays, or last year, for example, we did The Addams Family, which is a more comedic musical, and it's just great because you meet everyone and you have a good time and you show something at the end of it.
There are loads of opportunities to be in great school productions at Hymers. We have entire school musicals from year 7 to 13 that everyone gets involved with. And it's great because it creates like a little family by the end of it. And we have them usually every year. And we sometimes have 6th form plays as well. So the older ones can get involved in something more serious, sort of more professional in a sense. So it's more a taste of like the real world. But then there's also the year 7s get to join in the musicals, which are great, and I've been doing them since year 7. It's really built my confidence.
The variety of different musical groups varies. The music department's very good at catering for your needs, so you can be part of a band, or for example last year we did a Queen medley. In big orchestras we do huge symphonies.
If you play an instrument, there's definitely groups to get involved in as well, which it gives you opportunities to meet people who have obviously similar interests to you. There's a massive variety of groups that you can get involved with.
Outside of school, Hymers is very supportive of other groups and try to get you involved with what you can do to grow your skill set.
At Hymers, there are loads of sporting opportunities with games. There's loads of different options and extracurricular activities that you can do at lunch or after school. From teachers, you're encouraged to continue with the sport, and the older pupils, and you look up to the people in the first team, you want to follow their footsteps, and you're encouraged by the older students to continue.
The opportunities at Hymers are like no other really. I've been able to go to South Africa, Amsterdam, around the UK, and I don't know how else I would have been able to do that without sport at Hymers. I love the way we're encouraged to pursue kind of first team roles and go up in the school and aim for the higher teams. And my coaches personally at Hymers have even encouraged me to pursue hockey outside of school and other stuff like that, so it's really good.
Games afternoon on a Wednesday, there's pretty much any sport you can do, from Pilates to table tennis, rugby, football, swimming, go in the gym, pretty much do anything that you choose to do.
We're definitely encouraged to trial out for the first team, and even as silly as it sounds, to get a tie, it is a big thing and people recognise it around school, and it is just something to be proud about.
You will of course have the opportunity to use our newly refurbished junior common room. Excellent that it is. It has its own IT suite, canteen, kitchen and relaxation areas, as well as areas for study. You can also study during periods when you're not in class in the LRC and make use of the expertise available there. The sixth form, however, is not just about academic progress. That is important, but we also want to encourage you to take on responsibilities. Different things, being a prefect, maybe mentoring in a primary school, developing those softer skills so important for future careers.
Last year I took part in a mentoring programme. So it was when a group of sixth form students would walk to a local primary school to read with primary school children. I found this personally really fulfilling to watch the development of the children and see how much they improve week by week. I also took part in French primary mentoring. So this was where we would go to a local primary school again and teach them like basic French skills. And for me this was really interesting because we could see like the differences in the teaching techniques and like the different ways that we would try to engage the children more so that they'd be more interested in learning their first foreign language. So the mentoring program really improved my confidence. This helped with being a form prefect in sixth form as well. So it gave me more ability to relate to younger children and talk to them more freely.